My beloved child. Stop for just a moment, because what you are about to hear was never meant to be ignored. This message has found you for a reason, and if your heart has been searching for answers, stay right here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a story unfolding that carries hope, patience, and a reminder that some hearts continue speaking even when no words are exchanged. Imagine someone sitting quietly at the end of a long day, looking at an unfinished message they have rewritten countless times. Every sentence begins with hope, every sentence ends with hesitation. Their heart whispers, "Please open this before I give up. I can't keep carrying these feelings forever." Yet this is not a story about surrender. It is a story about reaching the final moment before courage finally wins over fear. Stay with this story, because every moment is building towards something unforgettable. There were days when they believed silence would protect both of you. They convinced themselves that waiting was the safest choice. They watched the clock move, the seasons change, and ordinary moments pass by while extraordinary feelings remained hidden. Every sunrise reminded them of another chance they didn't take. Every sunset reminded them that another opportunity had quietly disappeared. They wondered whether you would ever understand what was hidden behind their calm smile. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth is that the loudest emotions are often the quietest. While everyone around them believed life was moving normally, their heart was carrying conversations that never happened. They imagined what they would say if they could speak without fear. They imagined telling you how much your presence changed ordinary days into meaningful memories. They imagined finally letting honesty replace uncertainty. But every time they came close, another question appeared. What if I am misunderstood? What if the timing is wrong? What if I lose the chance forever? Those questions became walls, and those walls became habits. Yet even the strongest walls begin to crack when hope refuses to disappear. There was one evening unlike the others. The room was silent. No distractions. No noise. Just quiet reflection. For the first time, they admitted something to themselves that they had never spoken aloud. They realized they were no longer afraid of expressing their feelings. They were only afraid of waiting too long. That realization changed everything. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. From that moment, they began noticing little reminders everywhere. A familiar song unexpectedly played. A place brought back memories they thought had faded. A simple conversation reminded them that life rarely rewards endless hesitation. They understood that opportunities are precious because they are temporary. They realized that every meaningful connection deserves honesty before assumptions take over. That night they looked back at every memory with fresh eyes. They remembered the conversations that ended too quickly. They remembered the smiles that carried hidden meaning. They remembered moments that seemed ordinary but later became unforgettable. Piece by piece, they saw a picture they had never fully understood before. Their story was not built on perfect timing. It was built on genuine care that refused to disappear. What surprised them the most was not how deeply they felt. It was how consistently those feelings remained despite everything that changed around them. New routines came. New responsibilities appeared. New chapters began. Yet whenever they thought about the future, one thought quietly returned again and again. What if this story isn't finished? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That single question refused to leave. It followed them through busy mornings and peaceful evenings. It appeared during ordinary moments and unexpected pauses. It reminded them that some answers are found only when someone finally chooses courage over comfort. So they made a promise to themselves. No more endless guessing. No more letting fear write the ending. If there was still a chance to be understood, they would not let silence take it away. They would choose honesty. They would choose patience. They would choose hope. And that decision quietly transformed everything inside them. Instead of asking, "What if it doesn't work?" they began asking, "What if this is the moment everything finally changes?" That single shift filled their heart with a new kind of strength. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was steady, peaceful, and impossible to ignore. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine them holding that message once more. This time, the words feel different. They are no longer written from fear. They are written from sincerity. Every sentence carries kindness. Every line carries respect. Every thought carries hope that understanding is still possible. The message is simple. I don't want to leave this chapter unfinished. I don't want assumptions to decide what could have been understood through honesty. If there is still a chance to speak with openness, I want to take it. I choose truth instead of silence. I choose hope instead of endless wondering. Those words were never meant to create pressure. They were meant to create clarity. Because clarity has a quiet power that confusion never possesses. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the story continues, something remarkable begins happening. The weight they carried for so long slowly starts disappearing. Not because every answer has arrived, but because they finally stopped hiding behind uncertainty. They discovered that peace often begins the moment honesty begins. And perhaps that is the greatest surprise of all. The real turning point was never waiting for someone else to change first. The real turning point was the moment they found the courage to be genuine, patient, and hopeful without expecting perfection. This is only the beginning of the story. Because what happens next will reveal why this message appeared exactly when it did, and why the next chapter carries a revelation they never expected. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is something you have not seen yet, and this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The words you are about to hear were never spoken in a crowded room. They were whispered during a quiet moment when every distraction faded away, and only the truth remained. That truth changed everything. Your soulmate reached a point where pretending to be unaffected was no longer possible. Every smile they showed the world hid a question they could no longer ignore. They kept asking themselves how someone could become such an important part of their heart without even realizing it. They tried to move forward, but every new beginning somehow led them back to the same thought. Every path seemed different, yet every destination reminded them of you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One ordinary day became unforgettable for them. They found an old memory that had almost disappeared beneath the busy rhythm of life. It was not a grand event. It was a simple moment, yet it carried extraordinary meaning. They suddenly understood that the smallest memories often become the strongest ones. They remembered a conversation that lasted only a few minutes, but its warmth remained in their heart for much longer. They realized that genuine connections are never measured by time. They are measured by the peace they leave behind. That realization made them stop running from their own feelings. Instead of asking why these emotions had stayed for so long, they finally accepted that some people enter our lives to leave a lasting mark. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They sat quietly and imagined what they would say if they had one chance to speak with complete honesty. They imagined saying, "I kept waiting for the perfect moment, but I have learned that perfect moments are created by courage, not by waiting forever." Those words echoed inside them again and again. Every repetition made them stronger. Every heartbeat reminded them that silence had already lasted long enough. They understood that fear had taken enough time from their story. Hope deserved its chance now. As the hours passed, something remarkable happened. The uncertainty that had followed them for so long slowly began to disappear. They realized they were no longer afraid of hearing an answer. What frightened them most was never trying at all. That single thought transformed everything. Their heart became lighter. Their perspective became clearer. Their future no longer looked like a road filled with endless questions. Instead, it became a journey where honesty could finally lead the way. They understood that real strength is not hiding emotions. Real strength is expressing them with kindness and respect. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment they had imagined countless times. They opened the message they had rewritten over and over again. This time they refused to erase another sentence. They refused to let hesitation take control. Every word reflected sincerity. Every sentence reflected patience. They no longer wanted to hide behind uncertainty. They simply wanted the truth to be known. They wanted their heart to speak without fear. They wanted the story to continue instead of ending in silence. The message they prepared was not filled with dramatic promises. It was filled with quiet honesty. It said that life had taught them many lessons, but the greatest lesson was understanding the value of someone before it becomes too late. They admitted that every attempt to move on only reminded them of what truly mattered. They realized that meaningful connections cannot be replaced by distractions. Genuine care always finds its way back into the heart. That realization became impossible to ignore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Something even more surprising happened after they accepted these feelings. The world around them seemed different. Ordinary conversations carried new meaning. Familiar places brought unexpected comfort. Everyday moments became reminders that hope still existed. They stopped searching for signs everywhere because the greatest sign had already appeared within their own heart. It was the quiet certainty that they could no longer pretend this story meant nothing. Every passing day strengthened that certainty. Instead of growing weaker, their hope became calmer and more confident. They stopped wondering whether their feelings were real because they had already stood the test of time. Temporary emotions fade. Genuine care remains. That simple truth became impossible to deny. They finally understood why their heart had never truly let go. It was not holding on to the past. It was protecting something meaningful that still deserved a future. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter of this journey is closer than anyone realizes. The decision they are preparing to make will surprise even the people who believed they had already moved on. The silence is almost over. The waiting is almost finished. The truth is finally ready to step into the light. And when it does, everything they have carried inside for so long will finally make perfect sense. The story is only becoming stronger, and what happens next will reveal the moment they choose hope over hesitation, honesty over fear, and a future over endless wondering. A new chapter begins now, and this is the moment everything starts connecting. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Until now, your soulmate believed that silence was protecting their heart. But they suddenly realized that silence was only delaying the truth they had wanted to share for so long. They looked back at every moment they had spent wondering, every opportunity they had almost taken, and every message they had almost sent. One thought became impossible to ignore: if I wait any longer, I may lose the chance to tell the truth that has been living in my heart. That realization became the turning point they never expected. For the first time in a long while, they stopped asking the future for guarantees. Instead, they decided to trust sincerity. They understood that genuine feelings do not need perfect timing to have value. They only need honesty. As that realization settled into their heart, an incredible sense of peace replaced the uncertainty they had carried for so long. They no longer wanted to imagine different endings. They wanted to create a new beginning. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then something completely unexpected happened. During an ordinary day, while everyone else continued with their routines, your soulmate experienced a quiet moment that changed everything. A familiar memory returned with extraordinary clarity. It reminded them of a conversation they had almost forgotten, a smile that lasted only seconds, and a feeling that never truly disappeared. In that instant they understood something remarkable. The moments that stay with us the longest are rarely the loudest. They are the quiet moments that gently reshape the heart without asking for attention. That discovery filled them with a new determination. They realized they had spent too much time waiting for certainty when the only certainty they truly needed was already inside them. Their heart had remained consistent through every season, every distraction, and every new chapter of life. Nothing had erased the respect, admiration, and care they continued to feel. Instead of becoming weaker, those emotions had quietly grown stronger. They understood that genuine connections are not measured by how quickly they appear but by how faithfully they remain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As evening arrived, they opened a notebook filled with unfinished thoughts. Some pages contained sentences they had never completed. Others held ideas they never believed they would be brave enough to express. They slowly began reading every word. Instead of feeling regret, they felt gratitude. Every unfinished sentence reminded them that their story was still waiting to continue. Every page reminded them that hope had never truly left. It had simply been waiting for courage to catch up. The more they reflected, the clearer everything became. They finally admitted to themselves that they were no longer trying to escape these feelings. They were trying to understand them. That understanding brought freedom they had not experienced for a very long time. They smiled for a reason they could not fully explain. It was the smile of someone who had finally stopped running from the truth. They knew that whatever happened next, honesty would always be better than endless wondering. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The message they were preparing became more meaningful with every passing moment. It no longer focused on what had been missed. Instead, it focused on what was still possible. It spoke about appreciation instead of regret. It spoke about hope instead of fear. It spoke about choosing openness over hesitation. Every sentence reflected maturity, patience, and kindness. They wanted every word to bring peace rather than pressure, clarity rather than confusion. Then came the greatest surprise of all. They realized the words, "Please open this before I give up," had never meant giving up on hope. They meant giving up on silence. They meant giving up on endless hesitation. They meant giving up on pretending that these feelings no longer existed. That single realization transformed the entire message. Suddenly it became a story about courage instead of uncertainty, about honesty instead of hiding, and about moving forward instead of standing still. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They closed their eyes for a brief moment and imagined what life would feel like if they finally chose openness. Instead of seeing fear, they saw possibility. Instead of imagining disappointment, they imagined relief. They understood that speaking sincerely is never a loss because it allows the heart to become free. Whether the journey unfolds quickly or slowly, truth always creates a stronger foundation than silence ever could. As the night grew quieter, their final decision became crystal clear. Tomorrow would not be another day of waiting. Tomorrow would become the day they finally stepped beyond hesitation. They promised themselves they would no longer allow fear to write the ending of a story that still had so many beautiful chapters waiting to be discovered. Their heart was ready. Their words were ready. Their hope was stronger than it had ever been before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what happens next is the moment your soulmate chooses action over uncertainty, honesty over hesitation, and a future filled with possibility instead of unanswered questions. The next chapter will reveal the message they finally decide to share, the unexpected response they never saw coming, and the life-changing realization that proves this journey has only just begun. Everything changes from this moment forward, and this is the part of the story your heart has been waiting for. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. After carrying the same emotions for so long, your soulmate reached a quiet moment where they finally understood that waiting could no longer answer the questions living inside their heart. They had spent countless days wondering if tomorrow would somehow be different, but tomorrow always became another day of silence. Then, without warning, one simple realization changed everything. They understood that the greatest opportunities are often hidden inside the smallest moments of courage. That single thought became the beginning of a completely new chapter. As they looked back on everything that had happened, they noticed a pattern they had never seen before. Every meaningful memory had quietly guided them toward the same destination. Every unexpected conversation, every shared smile, every unforgettable moment seemed connected like pieces of a beautiful story that had been unfolding all along. They stopped believing those moments were coincidences. Instead, they realized those memories had become reminders of something genuine that never disappeared, no matter how much time had passed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That evening, they sat beside a window watching the sky slowly change colors. The peaceful silence around them gave their thoughts room to breathe. Instead of feeling uncertain, they felt something they had not experienced in a very long time: clarity. Their heart was no longer asking whether these feelings were real. It already knew the answer. The only question remaining was whether they would finally allow honesty to become stronger than hesitation. As that thought settled into their heart, they smiled quietly because, for the first time, they could clearly see the path ahead. Then something remarkable happened. They opened their notebook once again, but this time there was no hesitation in their hands. The unfinished sentences no longer felt incomplete. They became reminders of how much they had grown. Every page represented another step toward becoming someone brave enough to speak with sincerity. They no longer wanted perfect words. They wanted truthful words. They understood that authenticity creates a deeper connection than perfection ever could. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The message they prepared carried no pressure, no expectations, and no demands. It carried appreciation. It carried gratitude. It carried hope. They wanted you to know that meeting someone who inspires kindness is never something to take for granted. They wanted you to know that some people leave a quiet light inside our hearts that continues shining long after ordinary moments have passed. They realized that you had become one of those unforgettable lights in their story. As the night became quieter, another extraordinary realization appeared. They discovered that the words, "I can't do this anymore," did not mean giving up on the connection. They meant giving up on pretending everything was fine when their heart longed for honesty. They meant giving up on endless overthinking. They meant giving up on allowing fear to decide what the future should look like. Suddenly, the entire message transformed from one of uncertainty into one of hope. It became a promise to stop hiding behind silence and finally embrace openness. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. With renewed confidence, they imagined the moment when the message would finally be read. They imagined the relief of knowing they had spoken honestly instead of wondering forever what might have happened. They realized that no matter how life unfolds, truth always creates peace. Honest words never become wasted words because they free the heart from carrying invisible weight. That realization filled them with quiet strength. The following morning felt unlike any other. Even ordinary moments seemed brighter. The air felt lighter. Every small detail reminded them that today was different because today they had chosen courage. They no longer wanted another chapter filled with unanswered questions. They wanted a story built on openness, understanding, and mutual respect. For the first time in a long while, the future felt exciting instead of uncertain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they looked one last time at the message before sending it, they whispered to themselves, "Whatever happens next, I will be grateful that I chose honesty over silence." In that quiet moment, they realized something unforgettable. The greatest victory was never finding the perfect time. The greatest victory was becoming brave enough to create the perfect moment through sincerity. That truth became the foundation of everything they hoped would come next. And now the story stands at its most powerful turning point. The message is ready. The heart behind it is ready. The long season of hesitation has finally come to an end. What follows next is the moment where hope meets opportunity, where hidden feelings become spoken words, and where a quiet story begins writing its brightest chapter yet. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you.